You want the house, the car, the travel, the physique, the money, the status, the respect, and the chicks. But yet, you still live your life knowing that you're not paying the price. Lads, there's a price of admission in which you now need to pay. And that usually comes in the form of sacrifice. Sacrifice of your old habits, your current habits, the habits in which don't actually serve you. They don't align with the version of yourself that you seem to believe will just appear one day, sometime real soon in the future. You're sleeping in every single morning. You're training very inconsistently. Your eating habits are that of reflection of a child let loose at a Pizza Hut buffet. And you scratch yourself on the head every single night thinking, what the fuck happened? You might show up consistently from day to day, just doing the bare minimum, waiting for something to change, and quite frankly, you know yourself, you're missing the mark on your potential. Guys, this was me for a long fucking time. I compared myself to all the guys who had what I wanted. They had the travel, the lifestyle, the cars, the watches, the physique. And I compared myself to them, but only looked out. I never looked in. I always looked at them like life was a window. But in reality, life is like a mirror. You have to look at yourself honestly every single day and ask yourself, are the thoughts, beliefs, actions and behaviours in which I am operating with today getting me closer towards the life I want to live, or pulling me further away? Because it really comes down to taking that honest, hard self-reflection. Breathing, looking at yourself and thinking, if I was to continue acting this way, would that take me closer to the life I want to live? Or align me with the person I'm running away from? Because we're all running from something, aren't we? Whether you want to admit that or not, brother. You know you don't want another year of the same bullshit, making the same money, living in the same body, living in the same house, taking orders off your 6 out of 10 girlfriend. You know you don't want that. So I know you're running from something right here, right now. But the thing is, the real thing is, in which you're running away from, is you. You're trying to escape what already exists, which is reality. You need to step in to the realism, the real world in which we're currently living in, and become the very best version of yourself by not settling anymore for average. And that's the sacrifice in which you need to make. Average to savage. Because living an average life, guys, is easy. It's easy, guys. It's easy to sleep in. It's easy to make okay money. It's easy to have a shit physique. But you know what's also the real kicker behind all of that? That easy life, that easy path you're taking. It's also the hardest thing. You have to deal with the thoughts, the feelings, the beliefs and the actions, the habits, the emotions in which come from living an easy, average life. And I went round and round and round in circles for so long before I finally changed. Before I had a long, hard look at myself and said, you know what? Now's the time. Fuck what anyone else thinks. Fuck what my ego thinks. I started looking up. I started asking myself, what would have to be true? What would need to now change? Who would I now need to become? And that's where faith came from. There was a morning, a couple of months back, I was in Dubai in my apartment over there. I was woken up at 2:45 AM. Not like I woke up, I was woken the fuck up. And I heard a Latin phrase, and I think I've spoke about this on YouTube before, the minute I woke up, which is insane because I hardly remember my fiance's middle name half the time. And the words, "driven by faith, God's hand has your back," came to me. That same morning, I was out on the road and I ran a half marathon at 3 o'clock in the morning. I just had a can of energy juice, smashed a bowl of granola and said, you know what, here goes. Here goes. And I've done some hard things in my life before. I've ran ultra marathons, competed in bodybuilding shows, exposed myself to extremely hard, arduous workouts, tracked my diet religiously for months and months on end, getting to single-digit % body fat. Shredded it all, removed all the vices, exposed myself, invested thousands upon thousands of pounds. I've done a lot of hard stuff. But that was a line in the sand for me. Because it was a different energy that I started operating with when I heard those words. When I felt those words. When I decided that was going to be a period of my timeline, we could call it, where everything changed. We started looking at things from the inside out fully. No ego, no distraction, no indecision. Just realism. Being real. But being so delusional with that reality that I started to believe that anything in this life is possible if you're willing to pay the price of admission. I've got some incredible mentors in my corner right now. Guys making 6 figures a month, guys that are running multi-7-figure businesses. And I jump on calls with these guys sometimes, like every other week, every week. And I sit and I just absorb, I just listen. I try to understand what their mental syntax actually is. How they orate themselves, how they speak their vernacular, what they think like, what they act like, how they hold themselves when they're speaking. And I just take little breadcrumbs from them, I follow their footsteps. And I don't ask too many questions, only ask the right ones at the right times, because guys, listen, little bit of wisdom for you, but the best students ask the best questions that get the best results. So always be willing, if you're in the space and place of someone you admire, to ask good quality questions. That's one thing I would recommend. But with every single timeline I've walked, every level of growth that I've experienced, every challenge that I've now faced, there has been a price of admission. Because for your new life to begin, your old life does have to die. And it can be quite scary, guys. And you might not know the full ins and outs of the full path that you now need to travel. But I tell you what guys, the path does illuminate as you walk down it. The path truly aligns as you choose to align with that. Because you can't align with a goal that makes no sense. The goals, when the goals are unaligned, you can't align with the goals. And you only know what you know, and I only know what I know. And if you knew what I knew, then you'd know what I know from the people that have installed the wisdom in me, so on and so forth. Because it's a game of passing the torch in this life, and if you're scared to invest in yourself, scared to put your money where your mouth is, to back yourself, take a risk, try something new, get the coach, get the mentor, like I have, like I've always done since I was about 20 years old. Invested £5,000 into my first mentor when I didn't have £5,000. Where do you think I got that? I saw the value in it and I made sure I got that money. The same way it is if I had a Ferrari parked outside and I said, listen mate, you can have this Ferrari for £5,000, you would see the value in that, so you'd find £5,000. But you don't see the value in yourself right now, do you? To invest money, and I'm not saying go invest £5,000, it could be £500 for all I know. But the truth is, guys, there's always a cost. There's always a price to pay for either your good habits or your bad habits. Good habits come at a cost, bad habits, that's debt, guys. That's equity, that's negative equity in which you're stacking every single day, behaving and living and acting the way you are right now. And you know why it burns you, you know why it breaks you, you know why it makes you feel so exhausted every single day and forces you off path to choose that easy route in which you know is slowly killing you. Because most men, you know, they turn into fucking fully grown adults at 25, but they die at 30. They finally get over that little boyish charm, teenage, early adolescence phase, hit 25, enter the real world, run it for 5 years, disconnect completely. And then live the rest of their life thinking what could have been, regretting every decision they made after the age of 16 because they could have studied harder. They could have, you know, locked in. They could have invested more when life wasn't as pressured, when you didn't have the kids, the mortgage, the car, the overheads, the payments. You could have done X, Y, and Z. Do you really want to live your life? Really want to live the rest of your life thinking, I could have done more? Because I know I didn't. I knew for a fact I didn't. I was ready to go all in. I was ready to change the course of my life, my friend's life, my family's life, my partner's life. Because I was not going to be the one that just done okay. I wanted to do exceptional. I wanted to destroy any inkling of doubt. Become undeniable. Destroy average, become undeniable. That is a phrase, that is a sentence that has never felt more true to me than now. By doing the things that so many are unwilling to do. To become a man that does not miss with every action he takes. To be so aligned with the growth habits that not only I follow every single day, but every single one of my VIP and CEO clients follow. The blueprint's the blueprint because it's the blueprint, guys. It works. The process is the result. Being aligned with the mission, the purpose, will guarantee you reach the level of success that you want. But until then, you will never be able to factor in any confidence, self-worth or charisma in your life because you're not seeing the evidential proof that you can do what you said you're going to do because you've not paid the price of admission. You've not done what those who are willing to go above and beyond would do to achieve the level of success in which that you only want. There comes a time, guys, in your life where you have to say no. No to mediocrity. No to average. No to coasting and kicking the can down the road. No more cutting corners. You have to say yes to the savage life, yes to the growth habits, yes to the alignment, yes to doing everything you possibly can today, not tomorrow, not yesterday, today, to become the man that you know you should. So it doesn't matter, guys, right? If you've got £1,000 in your bank account, £500 in your bank account, £40 of body fat to lose, 15 kilos of muscle to build, it doesn't matter. But if you take that action today, move that needle forward, put one more 2 pence in the slot machine, you might cash out the following day. And guess what? You stay consistent, guys. Stay consistent, stacking those chips. 2 penny, 2 penny, 2 penny, 2 penny, 2 penny, 2 penny. Boom. You're going to get the exact life you want. So the camera's about to die. I'm going to say much love for now. Hope you enjoyed this episode of the Rawcast. I'll see you, when am I going to see you? Maybe when I'm back in Bali. Going there in a few days. Back to the villa where I belong. Guys, much love. See you in the next one.